Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a look at the 6 worst new motorcycles that almost everyone ends up regretting buying. Starting at number 6, the Honda Shadow Phantom. The Honda Shadow Phantom is one of those bikes that looks like a complete bad boy, but actually rides like it's permanently stuck in traffic behind a mom's minivan. You get the blackout styling, the low-slung seat, and just enough attitude to convince yourself you're picking up something seriously cool for roughly $8,000. But the second you swing a leg over it, reality hits harder than a long wait at the DMV. That 745cc V-twin engine is about as thrilling as a cup of decaf coffee. It's fine for slowly cruising around town, but the moment you try to merge onto the highway, you'll immediately wish you chose literally anything else with a bit more power. This bike isn't just slow, it's the kind of slow that makes you wonder if the parking brake is still on. When it comes to comfort, imagine sitting on a park bench that someone bolted wheels onto. The rear suspension is stiff enough to make sure you feel every pothole your city never bothered to fix. And sure, the low seat height sounds great on paper, but it completely kills cornering clearance. You'll be scraping pegs long before the ride gets fun. Then there's the tech, or more accurately, the total absence of it. No ride modes, no traction control, and in some markets, ABS isn't even standard. For nearly $9,000, you'd expect more than a basic speedometer and a serving of instant regret. And if you plan on selling it later, good luck. The resale value drops faster than your excitement after that first disappointing ride. At the end of the day, the Shadow Phantom is all style with no substance. You pay for the looks, but the riding experience makes you feel completely ripped off. Number 5, Harley-Davidson Nightster. The Harley-Davidson Nightster claims to offer classic Harley soul wrapped in a modern stripped-down package, and somehow manages to miss the mark in every possible way. Starting just over $13,000, it seems like a decent deal until you realize everything that's missing. That 975cc Revolution Max engine might look impressive on the spec sheet, but out on the road it feels more mild than menacing. It lacks the thump, the low-end grunt, and honestly, the character people buy Harleys for in the first place. Instead of a raw American cruiser, what you get is an identity crisis on 2 wheels. The build quality feels more plastic than premium. For a brand known for timeless metal machines, the Nightster comes across like Harley was cutting corners and hoping no one would notice. The suspension is stiff enough to rattle your teeth, and the ergonomics are just plain odd. It's like Harley couldn't decide between laid-back cruiser comfort and cafe racer aggression, so they split the difference and called it done. The real kicker comes after taxes, dealer fees, and the few necessary upgrades just to make it tolerable. Suddenly, you're staring at $16,000 and wondering why you didn't just buy a used Fat Bob with actual soul. In the end, the Nightster teaches you how to spend a lot of money and still feel shortchanged. It might tempt you at first if you're chasing Harley vibes on a budget, but ride it for a while and you'll realize this isn't the bike you brag about. It's the one you trade in as quickly as possible. Number 4, Kawasaki Eliminator. The Kawasaki Eliminator is the kind of motorcycle that looks like it should be a blast, but quickly becomes the Craigslist listing no one wants to respond to. Priced just under $7,000, it tries to sell the idea of a modern cruiser, but what you really get is beginner bike energy mixed with a midlife crisis. Yes, it's light and low-slung, but once you push past 55 miles per hour, that 451cc parallel twin starts feeling like it's doing a job it absolutely hates. Twist the throttle and it becomes obvious this isn't the muscle cruiser the name implies. It's more like that gym membership you keep paying for but never actually use. In terms of comfort, the seat feels like Kawasaki took inspiration from a cafeteria tray. After about 45 minutes, your lower back will be ready to surrender. The rear shocks don't help either, especially if you weigh over 160 pounds or live somewhere with real roads like most of Michigan. Despite the urban rebel styling, there's no gear position indicator, so you'll be guessing shifts more than a lost tourist in Times Square. Fuel economy is decent, but with a tank that only holds 3.7 gallons, you'll be stopping for gas far more often than you'd expect from a commuter-focused bike. With so many better options in this price range, the Eliminator sits on the used market longer than an ignored Tinder match. In short, the Kawasaki Eliminator tries hard to be cool, but ends up as a half-hearted cover of a classic song. If you're thinking about one, maybe eliminate that idea first. Number 3, BMW R18. The BMW R18 is a massive, beautiful cruiser that definitely turns heads, but mostly for the wrong reasons once you've actually bought it. Starting around $16,000 and easily climbing past $20,000 with a few options, It's a huge amount of money for a bike that ends up as a garage ornament for many owners. On paper, it's dripping with retro charm and German engineering. In real life, it's a clunky, overstyled machine that tries to challenge Harley and trips over itself. That 1,800cc Boxer twin is enormous, delivering plenty of torque, but feeling like complete overkill around town and downright stubborn in traffic. The weight is another issue. This thing is nearly 800 pounds. Try maneuvering it in a parking lot or doing a tight U-turn without looking like you're wrestling a vending machine. Maintenance comes with the usual BMW premium as well. Oil changes, valve services, and replacement parts aren't cheap. Drop it, and many new 18 Rands owners do, and the repair bill will have you questioning every decision you've made since high school. And resale? Don't even think about it. This bike depreciates faster than day-old guacamole. Ultimately, the BMW R18 is style over substance. It looks incredible in the showroom, but quickly turns into the motorcycle equivalent of a bad Tinder date. Expensive, uncomfortable, and hard to get rid of. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Road Glide. The Harley-Davidson Road Glide is a $25,000 tribute to loud pipes, wind tunnel-tested fairings, and serious buyer's remorse. On paper, it's the ultimate touring cruiser, complete with a frame-mounted fairing and iconic Harley style. Reality sets in as soon as your down payment clears. First off, it rides like a couch that partied way too hard the night before. At nearly 900 pounds, it's less of a tourer and more of a land yacht stuck in traffic. Low-speed maneuvering feels like leg day at the gym, and parking it is like docking a cruise ship without water. The infotainment system sounds great in the brochure, but in real-world use it feels like it was designed by someone who's never touched a modern smartphone. Glitchy navigation, laggy screens, and constant Bluetooth dropouts make long rides feel endless. Then there's the heat. That Milwaukee 8 engine throws off enough warmth to toast bread within the first 10 miles. For such a premium price, you'd expect a smooth ride, but the suspension treats every pothole like a personal insult. Fuel economy isn't great either, meaning the gas station staff will get to know you quickly. And while the exhaust note is legendary, it doubles as an effective neighborhood alarm clock. Depreciation hits hard, too. In the end, the Road Glide isn't a bad bike, it's just an extremely expensive lesson in why long test rides matter. Number 1. Indian Chief. The Indian Chief perfectly demonstrates what happens when style beats substance. It looks like $17,000 worth of rolling American art, but spend a week riding it and you'll realize most of that money went into chrome instead of performance. On paper, you get a big 111 cubic inch engine and classic cruiser styling that screams tough. On the road, it handles like a barge in a parking lot, nearly 700 pounds, and it corners with the enthusiasm of an exhausted buffalo. For something marketed as modern, the tech feels stuck in 2009. No ride modes, no meaningful safety features, and a tiny digital display that makes an old iPod look advanced. Ride quality is another letdown. The suspension feels like it was tuned by someone who believes potholes build character. Highway miles turn into future chiropractor visits, and city streets feel like off-roading. Heat management is terrible as well. This bike roasts your thighs like it's competing in a barbecue contest. Maintenance isn't any easier. The Indian dealer network is limited, so unless you live near a major city, finding service within 50 miles can be a challenge. Parts are expensive, wait times are long, and resale value drops faster than your excitement after the first month. In the end, the Indian Chief is one of those bikes that looks incredible parked in your driveway, but reminds you of a questionable decision every single time you throw a leg over it. Bar, and that's the list. We've reached the end of the video. Be sure to smash that like bar E button and subscribe to the channel for more videos coming soon.